Hi and welcome to BeerGenius. I'm Jameson, Huckaba. I have my friend Mario Mutis here with me, and we're going to taste from Lompoc Brewing Company. It's a part of their barrel aged series. It's actually their Proletariat Red, aged in bourbon barrels for what, 12 months or so?
Roughly.
It's about right. And it is, they call it a Big Bang Red or a Northwest Red Ale that has been aged in bourbon barrels. And bourbon barrel aging is interesting. It has sort of been all the rage for the past couple of years. Everybody has to do a barrel-aged beer.
That's the unique thing to do.
Which is fine, you know. It definitely can be overdone. And so Mario brought this over this evening, and I was really excited to kind of get my hands on it and give it a whirl because it's not a porter. It's not a stout. It's a red, which is super cool that they would...
I've never seen one like that.
...spend some time and age this in some different material. So we've been sipping on it a little bit here and really enjoying it. It's pretty slow on the head here. It's got just sort of a nice off-white, almost tannish,
a little bit tan
color to it. It's not persistent whatsoever. This beer clocks in at what, 8% alcohol?
Yeah, roughly 8%. Correct.
So 8.1 is what the bottle says, and it has an unbelievable amount of complexity to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes your favorite red and it just takes it to the next level. And there's so much depth to it. And not only is it busy, but it has balance to it, which is really, really great. And not something you often find, especially from some of the smaller producers. They just don't really have... And that's not fair to say necessarily, but a lot of the smaller producers try to do something really cool and innovative and different, and it ends up a little lopsided. And so it's rare and kind of fun to find that in this particular beer. Lompoc is from Portland.
Yeah,
I don't know how far outside of Portland they distribute. I would assume...
I know they do all of Oregon as a whole.
Sure.
I don't know their whole distribution line, but...
Right, and they're pretty well known here.
I would say it's safe to bet that at least some of their...
Like
Proletariat Red is maybe out in Seattle.
C-Note might be as well,
C-Note,
which is a pretty insane IPA that they do that's also very good. So I'm getting vanilla and bourbon and
just a nice round sweetness.
Really nice round sweetness. We talked about some hop oils that we're getting a little bit from there, and everything is just in this awesome balance that I'm really, really enjoying.
It almost reminds me, I don't know why, of like pina colada. Just like a pineapple, or I mean, like a coconut, sweet toasted.
I could see a little coconut
sweet toastedness. Maybe that's just adding a little coconut to it. I don't know.
Sure, absolutely. And so we're really enjoying this. This is one of the better ones I've tasted from Lompoc, and they do some great events here within the community.
Yeah, I picked this one up was actually at the Monster Mash release, which is their Imperial Porter, and then they do the year prior's batch in bourbon barrels.
Sure.
And they didn't have this one on tap, but they did have it in bottles, and they were generous enough to give me a taster there, and so I figured, I'd pick one up and we should do a review because it's not going to be around for much longer.
Certainly. And so we're happy to find it. And so if you happen to be in, around, or about Oregon, find this beer, give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 94 on this. I think this is really quite exceptional. I'm very, very impressed with how they put everything together and really kept a certain likable quality to it, where you don't necessarily have to enjoy the bourbon taste, but it's there and it's subtle and it's perfectly in balance with everything else that this beer is supposed to be.
I think for most bourbon barrel aged beers, there's usually a malt backbone that just resides. It sticks.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's so residual. It's not a dry finish by any means, I don't think.
It's not dry.
But it's a very curt finish. It's almost, as soon as you've consumed it completely, a couple seconds later it's kind of cut, and then there's a little bit of sweetness, like
there's some residual
ambiance of flavors in your mouth, but it's nothing that makes you kind of like, I can't taste a platter of cheese, or I can't, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, I'm totally with you. What do you think as far as the score?
Oh man,
it's difficult.
I'm
standing by my 94. I think it's.
You stand by 94.
Really
I would have to score it probably about that close. I really don't have anything to compare it to because I really have never had a...
It's different.
Yeah, bourbon barrel aged red, like you said, is usually...
It's a unique deal.
I actually probably give it 94, 95. 94.95. Comparing it to the other bourbon barrel aged style beers I've had from various breweries from Southern California, here in Portland, Seattle. Sure. I'd give 94.95 just because I really like that it doesn't stick. It doesn't stay around.
Absolutely.
It gives you the full bang, in your mouth. The palate loves it. The nose.
It is great.
Delicious and
yeah,
it's great. I wish this was on tap regularly.
Well, this is a one-off, but it's really interesting to see that they can produce such an awesome beer like this, and we can certainly expect more along these lines, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, this is the Northwest Red Ale that has been aged in bourbon barrels by Lompoc Brewing Company out of Portland, Oregon. 94 out of 100, BeerGenius.net. Sitting here with Mario Mutis. I'm Jameson Huckaba. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.
Na zdraví.